Okay, so we're going to find the cotangent of theta and the cosecant of theta if the cosine of theta is 2/3 and the cotangent of theta is greater than 0 or positive. All right, so first things first, you see I have my XY coordinate plane graphed already. And what's important here is the fact that the cosine is positive and the cotangent is positive. And the reason why that's important is because we need to be able to identify where are we on the XY coordinate plane. Okay, so the cosine is positive and the cotangent is positive, and that's going to allow us to pinpoint our location. First things first, the cosine corresponds to the x coordinate. So therefore, where is x positive? Well, x is positive here and here. So now we've narrowed down the region of space where we are to either one of those two. Okay. Now the cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, and the cotangent is positive. Okay. So think about it like this: the cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, and tangent is the division of sine over cosine. So now the question first becomes, when is the tangent positive? Because if the tangent is positive, then its cotangent will also be positive. And tangent is the division of sine and cosine. So when both are positive, tangent is positive, or when both are negative, tangent is positive. Okay. So that means that tangent is positive here, and tangent is also positive here because the sine corresponds to the y coordinate. All right. So that means that wherever we have a double check, pinpoints where we are. We don't have a double check here. We don't have a double check here. We are pinpointed in the first quadrant of our coordinate plane. Okay. So now that we've narrowed down where we are, let me draw a line projecting out into quadrant 1 because that is our location, and that becomes our angle of focus. I'm going to draw another line dropping down to the x-axis to form a triangle, and all of our math is going to be based on this right triangle here. Okay, so I'm going to put my right angle in the corner, and now I start my work. First things first, the cosine is 2/3. Okay, so you should remember from your pre-calculus class that cosine of theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. The adjacent side is 2/3. The hypotenuse is a 3. Okay, so the adjacent side is 2 and the hypotenuse is a 3. So I'm going to put a 2 here and I'm going to put a 3 here for the hypotenuse. The opposite side I don't know. However, because it's a right triangle, Pythagorean theorem applies. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So a squared is 2. Yes. And b squared equals to 3 squared. So this is a 4 plus a b squared is equal to a 9. And I want to solve for b. Subtract 4 from both sides. So b squared is equal to 9 minus 4, which is 5. Take the square root of b squared, square root of 5. So therefore, the missing side of my triangle is the square root of 5. So now that I know all 3 pieces of my triangle, I can find my information. Okay, I'm looking for the cotangent of theta and the cosecant of theta. The reality is, once I do this math, I can find any of the 6 trigonometric functions, the exact value of all of them. Okay, so let me show you that, and then you can pick out the ones that you need. So first things first, we already know that the cosine of theta is equal to 2/3. Okay, I can also find the sine of theta. Sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. So that is the square root of 5 over 3. Got that one. I can find the tangent of theta. The tangent is opposite over adjacent. TOA, opposite over adjacent. So it's the square root of 5 over 2. Okay, so we are referring to that angle right there, the acute angle, in forming all of these ratios. All right, so now secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So just flip that fraction. Cosecant of theta is the reciprocal of sine, which is flipping this to 3 square roots of 5. Okay, and then we're going to come back and we're going to rationalize the denominator there. All right, and the cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, which is 2 over the square root of 5. So now really quickly, before our time is up, let's rationalize our denominators here. And our final answer is 3 square root of 5 over 5. And over here, I get 2 square root of 5 over 5. Done.